Hi, Miss Con and Miss Peterson. So, summer two has been very different for me. This is my first time having younger clients, and so I was never really used to doing play based therapy or anything like that. I remember learning about it in classes, but I've never actually had to use it during session. So, summer two has definitely been a little bit more challenging for me than normal, but it has been a great 2 weeks so far. So, some of the strengths that I saw in myself when watching my video is definitely taking criticism and advice and applying it to my next session. So, I didn't really know how to target some of my goals, and so I eventually sat down with Miss Peterson and we talked about how to use play based therapy and how to use the cycles approach and how to target some of my goals because I was really kind of lost on how to do that. And so I was able to take what she said and then apply it to my next session. So, we talked about using auditory bombardment, and that's something I've never done before. But this week, that is something that I applied to both my sessions this week. So I thought that that was really good. Another thing that I think I was really good at is being enthusiastic. And this goes a long way with these little kids, being very loud and saying, "Oh my gosh, you got it right," and "Give me a hot five," and "I like the way you sound," and "Let me hear it a little louder," and things like that. These little kids really do love that. And so I feel like I was really good at giving good positive reinforcement. And then my last strength that I saw was being able to adapt to the situation I'm given. So, a lot of the therapy that I am doing with the younger clients is play based. So, if I see that something is not working for my client, I try to manipulate the activity so that it will work for maybe a different goal instead of trying to completely change the activity. So, like if we're playing with some toy cars and I was trying to target to be auxiliary plus the verb and then the ing, if I see that he's not catching on or if I'm not getting the responses I want, I'll change it up a little bit and I'm able to still use that same activity, but maybe now I'm taking data on, utterances or CVC words instead. So, some of the weaknesses that I saw, this kind of happened to me in summer one as well. My confidence was just a little bit low then, and now it's still a little bit low. I think it's because I've never worked with children this young before, and so it kind of gave me some anxiety. I was really nervous going in to summer two, and I was nervous going into summer one because I had never worked with adult clients. And so I've never done play based therapy. Like I said, I remember talking about it in our classes and things like that, but I never had to use it in my sessions because I was always with older children where we could work for 30 minutes and then we'll play a game the last 10 minutes or so. But with these little kids, you can't do that. You can't drill them, drill them, drill them because it'll go right over their head and they will not be happy campers. So that's one thing that I did notice in myself was that my confidence was a little bit low going into these sessions. Another one of my weaknesses that I saw, I think I have way too many games and way too many options during my sessions. So I got nervous the first maybe 2 weeks that I didn't have enough activities or that I would run out of things for us to do and I didn't know how I was going to target my goals. And so I jam packed my sessions with a lot of toys and puzzles and books and Play Doh and just a ton of things. Well, now I'm seeing that it's become distracting for my clients. They want to constantly change activities and constantly change activities, and it's not really helping target our goals. So I think that's definitely something that I need to work on. Maybe not cluttering my therapy room because it's not helping, it's becoming way too distracting for them. And then the last weakness that I saw was my data collecting. So I'm usually very good at collecting data. Like, that's something that I've always done. In undergrad, we did it. When I worked as an SLPA, I had to collect data. So it's something that I felt like I was good at. But doing play based therapy changed how I took data, because I'm trying to collect data not only on those spontaneous responses that I'm hearing, but also like if they're repeating it after me and things like that as well. And so we could be playing for maybe 10-15 minutes, and I'll look over and I have only 3 things worth of data when I know they've said more than that. So trying to remember to take data while playing with the child has really been hard for me. It is a good thing that I have assistants in both of my sessions with my younger clients, because I can always refer back to their data. But I know working in the real world, I may not have an assistant or things like that. So I definitely have to work on being able to collect that data, but still keep the child's attention and making sure that I'm still modeling what I need to do and things like that. So 2 goals that I came up with for the rest of the semester. The first one is that I will create handouts and like homework for my clients to take home so that they're able to generalize their goals. I really want them to be able to take what I'm teaching them and do it at home. Especially, I have an articulation client. She's a little bit older. I think that working on it outside of therapy will definitely help her a lot. So, especially with her, I want to make sure that I'm giving her something either every session or every week so that she's able to take it home and do it. And then my last goal is that I will maintain a cohesive therapy environment by limiting my materials to no more than 4 items during my sessions. And I think that that may be a little bit hard for me, because I think in my session I had like 8 or 9 things in there. So I want to really limit it down to at least 4 items, because then my clients won't be so focused on all the fun games and toys and activities I have planned. They can be focused on what we're working on that time. But I think that these last 2 weeks have definitely been very eye-opening for me, and I am really excited to see how the rest of summer 2 goes. So thank you guys.